Namaste, Mr. Sreelesh. Thanks for being part of our IEDC initiative. And I also wish to welcome Dr. Jarin, our HOD of our counterpart or our sister institution, Bhavan's Arts and Commerce College, also to the event. Welcome to you, ma'am. Over to you, Steffi, for the official procedures of the event.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to all. Distinguished guests, delegates, IEDC innovators, and other members of Bhavan's family. Bhavan's Royal Institute of Management, under the aegis of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, is renowned for its holistic academic endeavors for human development. This evening, our Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center, Bhavan's IEDC, is organizing a platform for different learning experience and are delighted to invite you all for the webinar organized by Bhavan's IEDC with Mr. Sreenivasan, Business Analytics Manager at KK Wing Solutions. He successfully completed Advanced Data Analytics Certification Program from Indian Institute of Management Rohtak, Certification Program in Data Mining from IIT Kharagpur, and Supply Chain Analytics Certification Program from IIT Roorkee. As a diligent analytics manager with 10 plus years of experience in data analytics and mining, he performed for multi-processors to scrutinize the time consumed and to build an effective and efficient team. He worked as a data analyst in Wipro, EI, EY, Williams Leatag, and as senior team lead in Data Factory at Diageo. His proficiency primarily focuses on leading a high-performing team for a data assortment, processing, demonstration, and analysis. With immense pleasure, I cordially invite you to this session, sir, requesting you to kindly take over this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So, I think without much introduction, we can just get into the session. So hope all of you are MBA pursuing MBA, and you just wanted to get some insights on the business analytics, how it's gonna help in entrepreneurship. I haven't prepared much, but I have few slides which I can show you, and on the fly, if you have any questions, please feel free to stop me. Let me share my screen, and you already know a bit about me. So my name is Sreelesh, and I work in a company called KK Wing Solutions as a business analytics manager. Okay, and we are into renewable energies, and it's part of the MERS group. When you talk about business, it's all about data, right? For example, let me ask you one thing. Can you see my screen now? I'm just sharing a presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Okay. So when you talk about business or entrepreneurship, so data is the most important thing. Data is a new oil. So you can see that everywhere the data is getting captured, everywhere. So all companies, I mean the successful companies, they make use of data efficiently. So in the coming somewhere around 40 to 50 minutes, I will just take you through some of the examples and also some of the concepts available in this data. So data is everywhere. We are also contributing to the data. We use Facebook, we use Instagram, we use LinkedIn, Google Maps, a lot of online applications, we purchase online, and so on. There are a lot of things. So can you imagine one thing? For example, you might have already experienced when you go and search something in Google. Okay, so we need to purchase a laptop or mobile phone below 25,000. So if you just search in a Google, which is the best smartphone under 25,000. So you might have noticed after that search, wherever you go, you can see some of the advertisement from Flipkart or Amazon, some of the big players, and you will be getting some recommendations. These are the best smartphones. If you have wondered why it's happening, it's because of the data sharing and Google is sharing that data with Flipkart and Amazon and other companies in the real time, and they are utilizing the data to sell or to advertise to the custom people, because they knows that you are going to purchase something, and it's a targeted marketing they're doing based on the data. Also, there are a lot of companies similarly collect data and they will sell you a lot of things. And nowadays, earlier, all advertisement used to happen. They put some board on outside of one supermarket or a shopping complex saying that 10% discount for all. Now those things are pretty less, right? And it's a targeted audience. For example, companies or the business can do the marketing to a specific segments, and they can see or know what is your exact need, and based on that they can sell the product. So our business has grown up to that level because we have so much data, and data is everything, and a lot of companies are utilizing that data to make better profit, make better decisions, to launch a better product. So if just imagine if you are running a supermarket as an entrepreneur, because you wanted to do some business, right? If you have a plan to start a business, it can be anything. So if you know whom all are your customers, and if you have their data, if you know what they need, then you can do your business in a better way, right? So that's why the data is really important. It's not only about collecting the data, it's about how we are utilizing it. And since we are talking about data, can you imagine how much data we are generating in every day? So if you can't, because if you can read this number, it's great. Otherwise, I will just take you through this. It's a 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data we are generating. We means all of us. Okay, it's a 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data. And if you are wondering how we can relate to the real things, see, if we just write that to a Blu-ray disk, we can write this 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data to a 10 million Blu-ray disk. 10 million is nothing but 1 crore. And we can stack one after each other, and it will be the height of 4 Eiffel Tower. Now you can imagine how big that is. And all companies are generating data. So many companies are using data. For example, because I'm part of various institutes, and I used to provide training to them, and they used to ask me how we can do the marketing. Then I always tell, just pay some money to Instagram or Facebook, and you can actually do the advertisement to the target audience. If, for example, if you are planning to launch a data analytics training, and most of the people who are looking somebody who graduated or post-graduated, before getting into the job, they need to go through some courses. And if it's in data analytics, it's a great. So we can actually target those kind of people in Facebook and in Instagram. And also I can select only those geography, and also I can select the gender, and also I can select the age range. If I'm interested between 22, 28 or 30, I wanted to advertise only to those people. And now the market is, or the digital marketing is capable of doing that. So we can do a specific marketing. How it's possible? Because everybody is generating data. If you just recall, Facebook, Instagram, Google, they are not collecting money from us. But if you recall, they are the world's biggest companies. How that is possible? They are selling our data. They are tracking all the things what we are doing, and they're selling those to companies whomever is required. Companies will collect that data and they will put together everything, and they have experts to do that, like me or other people. So they will come up with a business plan. Okay, this is the marketing which you are going to do it, and this is the business plan which we are going to execute it based on the data. And some of the facts, because data is very crucial in all the businesses, and some of the facts, this 90% of the data which we see today, which has created in last 10 years alone. So you can actually recall, because if you are 10 years back, how you used to purchase, how you used to watch TV, how you used to, for example, the gadget devices or laptop, whatever it is. So all those things has changed. Now everything happens to online because I use extensively this Flipkart and Amazon for ordering items. I hardly go to shop and buy things, especially electronic items, because I have a huge variety of options and also I can get recommendations as well. And also I spend good amount of time on LinkedIn and also other machine learning or the artificial intelligence platform to collect a lot of informations. Just because of that internet availability, or now everyone has access to the internet and a lot of people are using social media. So on top of it, just in last 10 years, we have generated 90% of the data which we have. Earlier, I just told 2.5 billion quintillion bytes of data we are generating every day. Now, we just started tracking in 2003, okay, how much data we are generating. And in that 2003, we just created only 5 billion gigabytes of data. In 2011, the same amount of data which we created in 2003, the whole year, we started creating in every 2 days. When it comes to 2013, we used to create 5 billion gigabytes of data in every 10 minutes. This is not only social media, it's based on the statistics some of the companies are providing. All the companies, we are talking about only big players, but all the companies and all the businesses are generating data. And I will just show you 2020 every minutes of the day in terms of data. Why I'm showing this to you? If you think about a business, you should know that how the world is collecting the data and how you can utilize and come up with some of the interesting business ideas. So this is published by one of the company called Domo, and their data never sleep series. So they collect a lot of information from these kind of platforms, and they just quantify in terms of the statistics how much data they are generating. This is some of the interesting facts. So this is just in 2020. In every minute, some of the companies, what are the activities they're doing. If you just take Instagram, in every minute, 3,47,222 users are posting stories. In YouTube, people are watching 500 hours of video. In Twitter, in every 1 minute, they gains 319 new users. And Facebook, if you just call it, I'm not going through everything, I'm just taking some of the very famous ones. And in Facebook, the usage shares 150,000 messages. And if you just go to LinkedIn, in every 1 minute, LinkedIn posts close to 70,000 new jobs. And if you just go to Amazon, they ships 6,659 packages in every minute. And so on. If you just go to WhatsApp, they WhatsApp users actually share 41 million messages, and Facebook uploads close to 147,000 photos in a minute. These are very few companies which we are listing. Even a small company also contributing a lot of data to this. So you can see that the opportunities in the market in terms of the data, because all these are some marketing data or some user informations and what kind of person it is. So all these informations are available. And then just going back to our topic, we were just talking about data. Now the interesting topic has come. Data and analytics, right? So you can call it as data and analytics or business analytics. I will just tell you what is the difference between these two. When I call data and analytics, in that process, people give a lot of importance to data. But when it comes to business analytics, the business is important. Yes, analytics is there, but business is the most important thing. End of the day, whatever this activity we are doing, it's helping people to take better decisions. Then I can just tell you, because you can actually read this as a business analytics as well, because it's almost same, but it's how we execute that is only difference. But I'm just calling it as a data analytics. So I will just explain to you what is data analytics. We have just gone through what is data, how much data we are generating in every minute and in every day, and you have seen all those numbers. It's really huge. When I talk about data analytics is a the collection, transformation, and organization of a data in order to draw conclusions, make predictions. It's a English. Just forget about it. So I can just tell you in a simple way. Data analytics is something like collecting the data from various sources, okay, then converting that to a business decisions making and how to make profit. And also we can do some predictions as well in the market based on the data which we have. If you don't have this data analytics techniques, if you just recall some 10, 15 years or 20 years back, people used to write everything in the notebook. And they used to, if you take a typical small business, they used to use the ledgers, right, to write all the accounting things and the day-to-day transactions, everything written through books. And in the book, in the daily closure or month end, they will do the complete transaction checking and they will do the manual calculation. That era has gone now. Nobody is doing that now. Now we are talking about the world of big data technologies, and you need these data analytics technologies to process that data. And everybody is storing the data, and if we are not making use of it, and it's just waste of space. That's why this data analytics is very important. Collecting the data. If we need to launch a new product, okay, and we are, as an entrepreneur, you have some business idea in your mind. Just an example, you have a plan to start a restaurant, okay, in since most of you are from Kerala, so I will just take a place called Kochi. And in Kochi, somewhere, you don't know exactly where you need to launch, but you have some business idea, and you don't have any other idea apart from, and you have some innovative ideas in that launch of this hotel and what kind of dishes you need to serve. You have some innovative ideas, but you still, there is uncertainty where to start and all other things. You can buy data from Google or from Zomato about this Zomato and Swiggy data. That's one of the beautiful thing. And also you can buy data from Google, the restaurants inside that area wherever you have. And also inside that, you can take it from the whole Kochi or from a specific areas. When you get that data, you know that what all restaurants are there, similar kind of products selling, which all areas. In Kochi itself, it's a wide area, right? And there are a lot of other small areas, and which all restaurants are there, small, big, five-star restaurants, what kind of dishes they are selling it. And if you get actually Zomato data, you know that what customers, how customers are rating. And you will be getting each and every data from this kind of data providers, and you can do the analysis and you can evaluate the launch, the hotel idea or the restaurant idea, what you have in mind, will that going to be a success? How you can measure it? If you're going to start a restaurant, and you might think only you have that unique idea in your mind, but if you see the data, there are already other companies or other restaurants are already selling those kind of items. So when you thought that was unique, and that's not unique no more, based on the data, you can already see that. And also you can see that what kind of people used to order, what is the average price for all the products, and what kind of dishes they are selling, and what kind of cuisines they are selling, and are they dining in or already selling in online. So all informations are available, and you can do the analysis if you know before taking any business decisions. And it can be anything. It's one thing you told restaurant, and if you just go with other business ideas, there are data providers which you can get those data, and you can evaluate before you are investing it, because everything happens with a thought, right? And you, before investing something, you can actually evaluate those ideas, and these data analytics techniques will help you to evaluate whether you are going to make the right decisions. This is another example. Big companies and startups like Flipkart, Swiggy, Uber, and Amazon use data analytics to figure out the patterns and usage and optimize their products efficiency. Discounts on the Swiggies are provided based on the insights derived from data. So Uber is the world's biggest transport company, and they don't even own a single car. They purely survive based on data analytics. And if you take Flipkart, okay, they are setting up their warehouses based on the locations, and also they do extensive real-time data analytics to sell their products. And Swiggy knows when you will be hungry, okay, and what kind of dishes you like based on your historical ordering pattern, and what kind of restaurants you used to like, and what time you actually order the food, the peak time. So if they knows that, based on the data, all these things, they can actually connect all the dots and tell them that, is this person going to order food from us today? And they can send some discount coupon to you as specific messages to you to get you go with their applications. So data analytics has a lot of do with the business. And I will just tell you, because it's not so important, but since we are talking about analytics, I'm just talking about the type of analytics, descriptive analytics. So descriptive analytics is nothing but if you're doing analytics, okay, based on the event which is already passed, which we called a descriptive analytics. It's mainly for what happened. If you're an entrepreneur running a supermarket, or I'm just taking a lot of examples of supermarket. Just imagine you are running a product company. Okay, you have a solid product which into what do you call it? Since the COVID situation is already there, I will just tell you have some products which are related to that healthcare industry. And if you are running that business and you already want to know that, okay, how my business is running, we have an overall idea as a businessman, but in terms of the exact data and figures, we might not have any idea. So if you want to do some analytics based on the events which are already passed, how much item you sold and in which location you are selling more, who are your important customers, from where you are making money or loss, and in which month or the week you made highest sales. So, and who are your employees who are doing good or bad. So those kind of details, if you want to know, you should do the descriptive analytics. It's purely based on the events which are already happened or the past. Then the next one is a diagnostic analytics. So why did it happen? Because you identified some of the trends. Some weeks the sales are very low, and you found that as a anomaly or an unusual thing, and you wanted to know why it's happened. So your analytics person will go deep dive into that to connect a lot of dots. They do some statistical methods to find out potentially this might have happened because we didn't have any stocks and this might have logged up. So they will come up with some facts. That's called diagnostic analytics. We are just deep diving into a particular problem based on the descriptive analytics we have done. That is called diagnostic analytics. Then we have another thing. This is the coolest thing, which is called predictive analytics. A really important thing in a business as an entrepreneur for you as well, because we cannot change the past. Descriptive analytics will help you to understand what happened in the past, but this predictive analytics will actually help you what is going to happen in the future based on your product portfolio or the competitor analysis or the market analysis which you have, what is happening around the market. So putting together all those things, you can run a predictive analytics and you can actually predict with some of the machine learning methods or artificial intelligence method. Using that, you can actually predict what it's going to happen for your products or your sales. So that's really a cool thing. Then finally the perspective analytics. Perspective analytics more into a business. Okay, you want to launch a product and you want to achieve this much profit from this area. Then all the analytics which you have done earlier, 1, 2, 3, those 3 things you are putting together and you are just optimizing your business decisions using predictive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and descriptive analytics. That's called perspective analytics. Just you're going to implement some of the things using perspective analytics because you want to achieve a specific results, and how all these analytics can help you to achieve that. That's called a perspective analytics. And it's all purely through data and analytics, statistics, and machine learning. Okay, and I will just switch to another presentation because these slides are not so relevant to you. And I will just switch to another thing. So as I said earlier, data moves a business forward. Okay, data is everywhere. It can be any data. It can be a sales data, customers data, and most business are to know where to start or how business can take advantage of data. That's one of the common problem which all the business face. They collect a lot of data, but they actually don't utilize the data. And if you talk about what is the actual value of the data, if you ask me what is the value of a gold and what is a value of a barrel oil, we can actually tell them this is exact price. But if you ask me what is the value of data, it's all depends on how you interpret with the data. If you take an example, you are running a business, okay, and you are doing good, but you have plans to expand your business and you don't see any opportunities, or you have a plans but you don't see any opportunities with the existing product portfolio, and you have very less idea what to do next. So the best option are running a survey with all your existing customers to know what is their expectation for the future. Then you will get some idea, and you are collecting some data from all your customers, and you are just putting that together. And also, if you are running a business and if you just need to increase the sales, you can actually do the segmentation, because all your customers are not same. You cannot have a common approach to all your customers. If you utilize the data properly, you can actually segment your customers. Segmentation is nothing but based on the behaviors. We are just splitting that. How you can do that? Based on the transactions they are doing with your business. Some of the customers are one-time customers. They might come once in 6 months, and you don't see any major, but they are your customers. And another one used to come in some time, or 3 or 4 times in a month, but they are not contributing so much profit to you, but they're also your customers. And there is one which contributes good amount of money. They frequently visit to your shop or business, and they used to buy a lot. And there is one more, they are the high influencers, the top customers. They are actually, if you lose them, then you will end up having loss, those kind of customers. So you can actually segment 4 or 5 kind of segments, depends on the business you are in. And you can have specific strategies to address the category 1, because they are your bread and butter. You need to have them at any cost. So you can have a dedicated team to take care of them. And your bottom, which they buy or not buy, it's not going to affect your company a lot. In that case, you don't need to have a dedicated teams to address them. But if you don't do this segmentation, if you address everyone in the same manner, then that doesn't make sense. So if you give priority to or some of the the business promotion and some of the activity, or if you are addressing them separately for the bottom contributors instead of the top contributors, in some conflict will happen, and you are end up losing one customer who are in the top influences. So just because you didn't have the segmentation, you didn't have the business plans. So it's always good to have the segmentation. It can be by geography, it can be by the sales. It's all depends on the business you are running. Okay. Now I will just tell you why data is important for your business. Like I said, we are collecting a lot of data, and data helps you to make better decisions. How data can help you better decisions? For example, you are running a business, and you wanted to achieve 1 million sales in the next month. Okay, and you just set the target as 1 million. Okay, and you haven't analyzed the situation, what is happening based on the historical trend, what is other factor. You just made the decision you are going to make 1 million. You might reach, but you might not. But the risk is on a higher side when you take a decision without data. But before taking that 1 million sales target decision as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, before taking that, if you go to the recent past trend, your sales data, and the same month last year data, and your competitors data, and if you analyze all together, considering the market conditions, the economic conditions, and how your business area is performing in terms of generally the domain, how it's performing, then you can actually take a better decision. See, this 1 million I'm going to achieve next month, is that achievable? And how I can tweak my promotions even if it's not achievable. That you will have exactly some data, the facts, not based on the gut feeling you have it. So data always help you to make better decisions, and it will help you to mitigate the risk. Business is all about risk. But if you have the data people around you, or if you know how to handle the data, then you can actually reduce that risk. It will be there, even though whatever the level of data analytics maturity you have in your company, still the risk will be there, but it will be on the minimal side, because you have already assessed the situation using predictive analytics. You already predicted that this is potentially is going to happen. That will be right almost 90% of the time, but only that 10% risk you have to take. But if you go without any data, the 100% risk you are putting, that's not the wise decision you can take it, right? You should, as an entrepreneur, you should always reduce the risk. That's the, as a business owner, you can do. Then data helps you to solve a problem, and you have consistently sales issues or some issues with some of the domain or some of the products. You just launched a new product and it's not doing very well in the market. Let's take as an mobile phone as an example. You launched a new product and it's not doing well in some of the market, but it's doing very well in other market. So you can actually collect all the data and you can actually evaluate, okay, why? You can take online reviews, because you can take reviews from Amazon, Flipkart, and all these Google platforms, and what people are talking about your product. Then you can actually improve that and launch a new one. Or if some features are missing, you can add that. You might have noticed how these car manufacturers are working, or the two-wheeler industry is working, because they will have one model. If you take Honda City as an example, it's one of the car which is made by Honda. It's been some, I think, 8th or 9th generation now. How it started and how they're evolving, and one after another they're launching a new product with the same brand. They're actually taking the customer feedback, and with their help and also the market conditions, they're actually optimizing their product. That's why they're success in the market. Okay, and also data helps you to understand the performance, how you are doing, how your business is running, how your employees are running, who all are doing well, who all are not doing well. Then you can motivate them specifically. If you don't have data and if you don't know how they're doing, how they're not doing, then you won't be able to help them. Then data actually helps you to improve the process. What is this improve process means? It's all about, if you're running a company and if you're an entrepreneur, you always try to improve your company process, right? And if you are running a manufacturing unit to produce a product, and if it's taking 1 hour to produce one product, you can actually review that with the data. I'm only telling you can do it, but how to do it, it's a entirely different topic. But I'm just giving, because you guys are actually entrepreneurs and you wanted to become an entrepreneur. That's why I'm just giving ideas. Okay, if you have this data, you can actually improve those processes. And I am part of MERS group, and MERS group actually is the very largest shipping companies. So you see that containers, right? So one country to another country. So in each containers, we actually keep the chip, and in real time, we collect the data of movement of that container one place to another place. So we can actually protect or predict that based on the historical data, where and all we are wasting time and which all movements was unnecessary. So due to connecting the GPS, we can actually come up with a lot of analysis and insights to the company, saying that, okay, we can actually reduce 20% of the transition time from one country to another country if you do these 10 steps based on the data which you collected. Okay, and also the data helps you to understand consumers, because all the examples which I have given, it's purely based on how you can understand the consumers, because segmenting it, what is their buying pattern, what is their frequency of visiting your shop. I can just give you one example. There is one terminology called market basket analysis in data analytics. So what is that? It's nothing but you are actually identifying what all the products people bought together. That's called market basket analysis. And you might have noticed, when you purchase something from Flipkart or Amazon, you are buying a phone and you are actually getting a top recommendation saying that people who bought this phone they bought this pouch and screen guard as well, because they're adding value to you, because based on the historical data, they're telling whomever bought this particular model of mobile phone, they bought this screen guard and case. It's based on the historical data. That's called market basket analysis, because in the previous history, there are a lot of people, they bought together 3 items. That's why they're giving the recommendation. It's purely based on the data. And there is one interesting facts in market basket analysis. One of the company in US, they're running a supermarket, and they wanted to know that how their customers are buying, what is their frequently items bought together. Definitely bread, milk and sugar or egg. These are the most common items which they purchase together. It's a common sense. But they found an interesting pattern from their analysis, market basket analysis. Diaper and beer bought together in their chains of supermarket. They actually wondered how there is no correlation between that. Oh, there is no relation between those 2 items. One is diaper, baby diaper, and the another one is beer. And they're just wondering, okay, how did it happen? Then they actually, but they see that a lot of people are doing the same. A lot of people are buying diaper and beer bottles together. They're just wondering why it is. Then actually they conducted a survey with those people who actually bought the beer and diaper together. Okay, they are, because in US and all, there is a concept called babysitting. So parenting a baby is just like a mutual agreement. One day mother will take care, the next day dad will take care, those kind of things. So whenever this dad is going to babysit, they actually buy diaper, and also they can chill with the beer. So that's why they actually buy beer as well together. That's the reason. So then the company, okay, then if you run some promotions on beer or diaper, then we will get, we can sell more. It's a directly correlated, right? If you run offer on another thing, we can definitely buy more on other product, the correlated products. And also another interesting fact, a woman executive dress and a soft toy bought together. Similarly, they have done the a survey again. But how did it happen? So then they got some answers from their customers saying that whenever they going to purchase some of the executive item, they will always have a baby, and they don't want them to distract from their purchase. So first they will buy a soft toy and they will give it to this kid, and they will engage in the purchase. So this baby will be there, and they won't disturb them, so they can actually purchase. So it's all connected, and if you have this data, and if you know how to play with this, you can come up with these beautiful insights to take some beautiful business decisions. Otherwise, this will be lost in somewhere of the data dump, because it's happened, you don't know, there is no pattern, because you are not analyzing your data. That's why this data can help a lot in terms of your business. But only thing, you should have good people, or at least you should know how to handle this. And I will just take a quick example, okay, how we can solve a business problem with the data. There is actually 5 steps to use data to solve business problems. This is the framework. The first one is to define the problem. What is the exact problem you're facing? It can be anything. You want to launch a product, or your product, what you launch, it's not doing well, but your competitor data is not doing well, and your employees are not performing well, or you are running a telecommunication company and you have high attrition rate of your customers. It's called customer churn analytics. And this problem can be anything. Okay, you have some problems in your business, but you have to define that well. Okay, this is the problem you are going to address. Then identify the key performance indicators. What is key performance indicator is nothing but what is the influential figures for your problem. If you are going to address some of the problem with the sales, then how much sales you are making, that is your KPI. If you are going to do some analytics, if your problem statement is around employee churn analytics or the customer churn analytics, then that the number of customers or number of employee will be your key performance indicator. Because where is the most influential facts is there, that is your key performance indicators. Then the data governance. Data governance is nothing but from where you can get the data, and this problem you might need to do or run or see every day, right? And it's not the one time you're doing it. So data governance is nothing but it's like how you can get the data around your organization or from external parties, or is that data usable, ready to use? Mostly the data which we collect, it might not be ready to use. You might need to do some processing with your help of data experts to get into a proper shape. Then you can do the data analysis. Data analysis is just like, I will show you a couple of examples at the ender flow just after this. Then with that data analysis, you are taking data informed business decision making to resolve this problem. Okay, and I'm just going to show you one quick problem or one data analysis example. Okay, this is some of you. Again, I just took a supermarket example. Okay, and this is how the data looks like in rows and columns. You can see that there is an order ID, order date, ship data, because whatever you do it in business, in the backend data, it's getting collected like this in rows and columns. And you have a lot of information related to what is your customer name, segment, country, city. How we are collecting this data? Whenever you are billing, we used to ask customers, right? So what is your name and what is your mobile number? What is your email ID? Where is your location? These are the typical example, and some of them we are collecting from the customers. Some of them we are actually adding it. For example, if you know which city it is, we can easily map the state to it, or the district to it, or the country to it, or the postal code. All these things we can do it outside. We don't need to ask from the customers. Like this, we have so much data, and also we have actually addressed, okay, in which product ID they bought it. Product ID, you can see that if you go to any supermarket or any store, all these items, they are selling it based on a product ID. There will be an ID on label on top of all the product, and it's all about scanning it and you will be getting it. And it's all about the categorization of the segment, what kind of category it is, and subcategory, and there is some product name. And there is a sales quantity, and if you have made some discounts, and if you made how much profit to it. If you see, there is a lot of data, close to 10,000 line items. But as an entrepreneur or a business owner, what you will do with this data, sales data which you're making, it's absolutely making no sense. How you can make some business decisions, or for example, if you need to know that how much sales we have made in the last month, how much profit we are making, maybe there will be a balance sheet which they are doing it, that's fine. But will any balance sheet say that which item you are doing good, which category you are doing good, which category you are doing bad, which is your favorite customers, or which is your customers who are not coming, in which segment you are doing well, in which city you are doing well? No, none of the balance sheets talk about it. For that, we need to have an extensive data analytics. So now I am going to introduce you one such kind of tool. In Excel, you can do it, but I'm not going to show you Excel. Excel is very powerful, mostly commonly used tool. You can do a lot of things with Excel, but I'm going to show you one business intelligence tool called Power BI. How we addressed this problem as a business owner, because we are processing as a data expert or a business analytics manager. How we can process this data and how we can present to a business owner like this using Power BI. The exact data which is showcased you here in rows and columns, close to 10,000 line items. The same data I'm representing here. As a business owner, don't you think you are getting all the information you required? How much sales you made total? $2.3 million. And how much profit you made so far? And what is your total discounts you paid? And what is the total quantity? And here it's actually showcased what is the office supplies. These are the categories. In which category? So it's almost same. And also here sales by segment. We are making most item in the consumer segment and the least from home office segment. And the one-third, close to one-third, we are making it from the corporate segment. And this is sales by state. This is something like the darker it is, from there we are making most profit. And here it's a sales by region. Okay, from which region? This is a United States data. That's why you see it as regions like this. And also this is sales trend year on year. how we are making sales, because you can see that the orange, light orange color is a 2017. In 2017 we had higher sales, but when it comes to December we actually dipped it. And also if you wanted to see sales by city, from where we are making more sales, and New York City is making more sales. And this is not only that, it's interactive dashboard. If you just click on technology, did someone message? Or I don't see. Okay, just stop me because I'm presenting it. If you have any questions, please unmute and ask me. And if you want to see only technology sales, I have to just click on this technology color. Now my dashboard will get changed with that. Whatever the numbers I see it here, it's only for the technology. And now you see all those grayed out. Whatever I see, it's only for the technology. And here also it's reduced. And whatever the numbers I see it here also, it's for the technology. And if I just need to go back, I just need to check it here. Then California, from there I am making most sales. If I just click on California, whatever the highlighted one, rest everything is grayed out. Inside California, these are the cities I am making more sales, because these are the ones which is highlighted: Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. And again, if you just wanted to see only 2016 sales, I can just click on this 2016 tab here. Now whatever we see, it's only for the 2016, how it's performed. And if I just need to go back, I have to just click this 1 second, we will take to the back. And also, if you want to see some specific region, I can just select only central. That is the region I want to see. Now, whatever the data which we have, it's only for the region. So from where we started, where we are, from this Excel, really hard to make any decisions. And as an entrepreneur, if you see all these informations in one window like this, it will be easy for you to make some great decisions. Then if you go to another example, the same dashboard, another one, it's actually told a different way of representation. This is our total sales, and these are the state-wise split up, and also in city. And if I just click on this in Houston, what all the categories I'm selling more, and if I just need to see the subcategory, how I'm making sales. So in Power BI, it's a self-service business intelligence tool. Yes, there are a lot of things to convert from here to there. We have to perform a lot of steps. We cannot teach that in 10 minutes or 1 hour. It's a process, but to give you an overall idea, that's how we can make best use of the data. From rows and columns, we are coming with a beautiful pictorial view. That is also an interactive dashboard, and you can use as an entrepreneur, you can use this from your mobile device. Okay, so this is one of the tool called Power BI, and similar to that there are many. There is a Tableau, and also you can do similar things in Excel, and also there are Python 9. There are a lot of business or the data analytics or the machine learning tools available in the market. Okay, so I think that's all from my end. Any questions? I'm open to take the questions now. Just stop presenting.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I have 5 questions in queue. So may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
The first question may be a silly one, but I just want to know that this analytics can be used only for a business that has many branches or export or import or any general business perspectives.
One of my cousin, he's running a small grocery store. I have actually implemented this for him. So it's not about the business size. So even in the small business, so it actually helps you, even though you are running a small grocery store inside a small city. But if you are tracking what all items you are selling, what all items you are stocking, because there is absolutely no point you are selling one piece in 6 months and he actually used to stock 10 items. It's a dead investment for him, right? If he used to sell one item in 6 months, you just need to keep 2 items in stock, because stock means money. It's a dead investment. Okay, you are not getting return of investment. But if you know what your customers are buying, and we found another pattern in his store. See, after 10 o'clock, he don't have milk to supply. There are a lot of customers coming and just going. And I told him to increase the milk by 10%. Then like that, he's selling now 3 times than he used to sell earlier. It's all about, see, you just need a small computer and you don't need to invest so much. You just need an Excel sheet to do all this. And it's not depends on the size, I repeat, it all depends on how you want to take your business to the next level.
Okay. Second question is, we have been learning under the topic BA process that the data can be accessed from variety of data sources like data warehouse, database, etc. So, is it actually says about their own company's centralized data sources or any other thing? Like you
I'm
said
not,
in under the topic data governance, no, you have
yes.
to get permission to gather some data, something like that.
I'm not clear with your question.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
shall I?
you mean to ask, for example, the database, you can take data from multiple sources, right? And you said database, data warehouse. See, it's all the data engineering. Database and data warehouse is not the same thing. See, if I need to little bit elaborate on that. Yes, we can do analytics from different data sources. You can collect from, for example, we just told one business problem we are going to solve it, right? And in that one source will be always your ERP system which you are using, either will be Tally or some of the ERP system you are using. And the other, because COVID data is related to your business industry now, you can actually collect the government data, that is separate data source, how the COVID is improving, and we can find out a trend from that. That is a second data source. And if you need to do the economics data, we can download it from the website. That is another data source. So in data analytics process, you can get multiple data sources from multiple places. And there is actually a data pipeline you have to create. It's a backend before doing the data analytics. That is called the data engineering. You are getting data from multiple places, and you have to store all that in a databases. And in databases, you don't need to use actually all the data. And whatever the data you are getting, you don't need all the columns or data to do your analytics. You just need a specific data. Okay. So from database to data warehouse, you have to process. Okay. It depends on the company size you have. If you are running a small company, you don't need a database. You just need a small database. And the database is called, there are various databases available. There is a big databases available, small databases. You can choose, depends on your business. Then the warehouse, if you're running a small, you don't need a warehouse. It's a little different topics, but if you're interested, we can have a discussion and I can explain to you with a diagram. I don't have anything handy. If I was using my business laptop, I can actually show one diagram how a data analytics projects deployed in a corporate organization. So that is mainly applicable when you have huge amount of data. Then from that data warehouse, we actually create a smaller chunks. Okay, it's called data marts because we don't need all this data for all the analysis. If I'm doing analysis for sales, I just need only sales data. If I'm doing analysis for HR, I just need only the HR data. That's called data marts. From that data mart, I actually connect Power BI, which I showed, right? Power BI or Tableau or Excel to do analysis. So there are various components involved in this all BI analytics process.
Okay. Okay. Next question is, are all the data are in tabulated format or are we converting it into tabulated one?
See, when we talk about business, so I'm just talking about 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data. We store it in every day, right? Out of that, 90% of the data is unstructured. There are two types of data available in this world: structured and unstructured. We have mainly unstructured data. We have more. Only 10% of the data is usable. That is called structured, which is in tabular format, rows and columns, which is stored by business. And there are a lot of text, video, audio that also can be processed using machine learning, but that we call it as unstructured data. What we call structured data in business, if we are running a normal business apart from streaming, something like a Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon Prime, apart from that, digital media connected businesses, we all have always the structured data. Everything will be in rows and columns,
Okay.
and that will
So,
be stored in tabular formats. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Do we have any platform which gives data about customer satisfaction on e-purchases?
See, it depends on your requirement. So what customer satisfaction in now, if you are a company, because if you are a data analyst in Flipkart, or if you are running similar kind of operations, customers are writing review, right? There is one technology or analytics method called sentiment analysis. We can actually take that data, what they're writing in English, we can process using machine learning technologies, and we can tell them what is the sentiment of our customer. Is that a positive or negative? Based on the text, then
Okay.
we can figure it out, okay, whether our products are good or bad, or if we need to make any improvements.
I'm asking about any platform like Kaggle. We have so many data constructed, no? In Kaggle, we
See,
will get
Kaggle
so
is
many.
not a consumer one. Kaggle is a platform where all the machine learning experts are collaborated. It's a one forum where people collaborate together, and a lot of data sets are available. Not on Kaggle. See, there is Google has launched a specific platform, search engine only for data. Okay, so
Okay.
you will get data from everywhere, but Kaggle is one of the specialized one. Not only data you will get it, you will get some insights to that. Some other experts might have already resolved that problem using Python or some of the other technologies, and you can see
Yeah.
that, okay, the most rated one, how they resolve the problem, and you can actually read that also. Kaggle is one kind of such platform, and also you will have LinkedIn, and also there are a lot of communities which you can join, and you will get a lot of data sets. Did I answer your question?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. The last question is, can you show any data model?
So data modeling is interesting one. So you just asked, right? We have to collect data from various sources. Data modeling, it's just a simple thing, how we can connect our all data together. Okay, let me show you an example. If I have something, just give me a moment. I believe I should have something.
Okay.
Just a moment. I don't think I have it handy. I have to search where it is because it might be in subfolders. Is it okay if I can send you or share you later? I have to search it from my folders. I don't see it handy. I can explain to you what is data model.
Okay.
If you're running a supermarket, again, I'm using a lot of that word, and you have a sales data, right? You are selling a lot of customers, and when you are selling, in the building, you are just scanning one product ID and you are getting the MRP and the prices you are selling, right? And to whom you are selling. That is called
Yeah.
sales data. And
Yeah.
in database, it's stored in different tables. Whenever you are
Yeah.
selling a product, there is only one product ID is there, and the
Mm.
description, price, and coming from a different product. It's called a dimensions and fact tables in the backend. You will have
Yeah.
one product table in the backend, you will have one customer table in the backend, and you will have one store table in the backend, and you will have similar to that a lot of different tables are there. Why we need so many tables? Because that's the best practices. We cannot store all in different columns. We need to have it in different silos. In data
Mm.
model, we will actually connect the relationship between these. We have a product table which talks about everything about the product, but it will be in codes and so many details. But we are connecting that to our transactions data by product ID. Okay, that's called data modeling, because we are connecting between multiple data sets, and we are just creating a universe inside our company, and this is how it's connected to each other. That's called data modeling.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. And Della Paul has asked a question: what makes a great business analyst? So can you please explain to me what is your definition of a business analyst? For me, I have an entirely different definition of a business analyst. Are you talking about a data analyst or a business analyst? Okay, I will just tell you, Adela, because business analyst is a person, okay, who is a techno-functional role. If you take a corporate organization, there is already data analytics or the data science team working, okay, and there is a business people working, actually the sales, and there is a difference between these technical people and the business people. Okay, because these technical people doesn't know what is happening in business, and the business people doesn't know anything technically data science, data analytics. So if business team, the sales team need to develop a report, something like I have shown you, and how our products are performing, and if they directly pass these requirements to the technical team won't exactly understand what they need. And if technical team ask any questions directly to the business team, they also don't understand, because there is always a gap between a technical person and a non-technical person. This business analyst is the person in a designation, it's called business analyst. They actually bridge the gap between the technical people and the non-technical people. So they actually coordinators, they are not a data analyst. So that's why, and for me, that is, and in the companies itself, but there is a misinterpretation in the market. Business analyst is called a data analyst. No, data analyst is a different person. Business analyst is a different person. Business analyst actually coordinate between two different teams to pass the requirements. That's it. They don't play with the data. A data analyst is the person actually collect the data, try to help business using machine learning or artificial intelligence, those kind of technologies to help them to provide some of the insights. Okay. Hope I have answered your question. And also in data analytics, there are various roles. One is called data analyst. That person actually do the descriptive analytics item, which is already passed. And there is one person called data scientist. They actually use machine learning to predict the futures. And there is one person called the business intelligence analyst who actually make this kind of visual dashboard, which I have shown it. And also there is one thing called data engineer. Data engineer is a person who actually make available the data ready for everyone to use it. And there is an architect. Architect is the person which technologies we need to use it. Do we need to use from Microsoft? Do we need to use from AWS? Do we need to use from Google? So all these things needs to be done by an architect. So there are different roles inside data analytics and the data science as well. So business analyst, that's a definition for me as a business analyst, but data analyst is a different person. And Avinash CBS has asked a question. Please explain about YouTube algorithm and data analytics. Why expert told that YouTube algorithm is hard to predict? I don't know, simply because, Avinash, how much you know about algorithms before I start talking about it?
Sir, I don't know more about YouTube algorithm, but the YouTubers or
No,
YouTube
I'm just generally talking about what you know about algorithms.
Sir, I don't know more about that.
Yeah, so see, when we talk about algorithm is nothing. There are complex algorithm, there is a normal algorithm. For example, in a simple scenario, if someone can predict what you are going to do it in next, especially your friends, because they know your behavior, right? That's a pattern. That's called an algorithm. If somebody is writing that in a book, that's called an algorithm, because we are creating a flow. If this met, this will happen. If this is not going to happen, this will happen. So we are just going to create a flow. And YouTube algorithm, I don't know much about it, but I can just give you algorithm is nothing but it's a series of steps which is created using machine learning. And why hard to explain? Because YouTube is one of the, or Google is one of the successful, and they actually create new algorithms every day. So I don't know, because in my company we don't go to that Google level algorithm. Especially if you are from a business background, you don't have to really worry about these algorithms, because algorithms are, you can understand what is the result in a visual way, how it's impacting your business. But if you wanted to know about algorithm, then you should be very good at statistics. You should be very good at programming. Then you can understand about algorithms. Otherwise, if you talk about only algorithm, it's nothing. See, machine learning, it's all about statistics. Okay, and it's all about combination of statistics and the programming skills. And without this, machine learning is nothing, because there is a lot of tendency after graduating from BBA, BCom, a lot of people are joining in machine learning courses, and we don't recommend. I'm actually business analytics instructor in Upgrade as well. Upgrade is one of the build. So at least in India, it's there one of the leading player. And there is a program for MBA Business Analytics, and their last module is Business Analytics, and I actually teach them. And we actually teach the concept in that, even though it's a 6 months program. Since it's a business analytics for the business people, we actually don't teach how the algorithms works, how to write the algorithm. We actually help people to understand how we can read the results. If we need to, one thing, the one of the algorithm is called, the machine learning algorithm is called logistic regression. You can actually predict, mainly it's used to predict the sales or the stock market. Based on the historical market, we are actually identifying the relationship between two different variables, how it's correlated. So based on the results, we can actually interpret. It's a simple way, okay, but we don't actually teach them to write codes. We actually teach them to understand in output how it's connected. You might be knowing, see, YouTube algorithm works if you have seen some of the patterns. It's all videos, right? All these videos, they will encrypt into words and classification. They will do it. Classification is nothing but if you watch a bike video, okay, and you will start getting these bike videos more in recommendations. That's one of the recommendation algorithm is working. And also YouTube has a large repository of data, big data, and they will classify this, what kind of video you're watching and what kind of author it is. So you will start getting this as a recommendations. I can explain only that much. If you need to go to a lot about it, we need to get into a diagram, then I need to explain. Does that make sense to you, Avnish?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
nowadays, the many YouTubers are came in YouTube make videos, and
Yeah.
they are told that this is very unpredictable. Day by day, the YouTube is changing. Data analytics are changing.
See, I don't think so. Someone is making a cooking video after understanding YouTube algorithm. It doesn't make sense to me. But in a simple thing, if you want to do some blogging in YouTube, when you have an account, there is one thing called YouTube Analytics in the backend. How, if you just click on your account, I don't blog or vlog actually, but I have seen that you can actually get into a dashboard similar to the cockpit I have shown in Power BI. In that, actually, you can see it. What time people are seeing this? What kind of audiences are seeing? Are they subscribed? Are they not subscribed? From which location you have more audience and what age group it is, whether it is a male, female. You can see all those details in charts. All you have to understand that to take the business decisions. If your videos are watched more into a youth area or between the teenagers, you focus on those kind of videos. Don't get into a video, because you can actually understand who all are your audience. Then you can do specific videos which you are going to get a reach, and you can actually understand, okay, nowadays people do a lot of analytics based on the dialogues also. You can actually, whatever the weights you are using in that, you can actually do a sentiment analysis, and you can say that whether it was a positive message or a negative message. Okay, and based on that, you can actually start preparing for the script like that. Some of your video might be viral, and if you can create similar kind of patterns, not exactly copying that, but you can get a pattern to it. All you have to understand that, but algorithms and all, I don't know. And it's all about Google. It's unpredictable. Same year, like you told, it's not unpredictable. They're doing a lot of optimization to it. Just imagine, in YouTube, every 1 minute people watch 500 hours of video. In every 1 minute, more than 1,000 hours video people upload it. They are playing with a big data. Not even big data. They have the largest repository in the world in terms of video. So if they wanted to play with that, they should have really strong data engineering. They should have a strong analytics team. Okay.
So we have just one more question from Prasita, and we'll close with that.
Okay. What are the technical skills needed to become a business analyst? Okay. Business analyst or data analyst?
Business.
Okay, business analyst. See, if you want to become a business analyst, you don't need any technical skills actually. You just need a good presentation, Excel skills, and some of the project management skills tools. And also, you should have strong communication. And also, if you are working as as a business analyst in this data related industry, you should know good understanding about all these common methodologies and the tools used inside this. You don't have to learn all those, but you should have a fair understanding about that. At the same time, you should know very good about the domain. If you're working from sales, or if you're working for a product team, if you're working for a manufacturing team, you should know how they actually operate, what kind of products they sell, what is the way they operate. So you should know as a business analyst both the part well. You don't need to code or you don't need to develop anything, but you are the person who is going to get the requirement from the people who actually needed it, and you are converting that to a technical. So you should know how it's work, then you can tweak their requirements, because requirement gathering is one of the biggest thing. 60% of the projects fails just because the data or the requirement is not collected or defined properly, or it's changed in the later stage. That's why 60% of the projects in corporate industry fails. As a business analyst, it's really important to get the exact requirement, document it, and pass on that to the technical team, which the language they understand.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And if you are interested, what is data analyst and what is a data scientist, I can show one more slide if you have time. And what are skill sets required to become that? Since it's an entrepreneur thing, I haven't showed that. Do I have it? I think it takes another 5 to 10 minutes if I start showing that. Only if you're interested. Okay. Then we will wrap it. If you're interested, you can type yes. I can just continue the session. Otherwise, we can wind up. Okay, so thank you very much. So anything else? Any more questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
A feedback form has been shared in the chat box, so the participants kindly do fill the feedback form. I invite Ms. Kavya Sugumaran to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to the Honorable Resource Person, Nodal Officers, Faculty Members, IEDC Executive Committee Members, Innovators in IEDC, and my dear friends. I, on behalf of my institute, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. My heart fills with lots of gratitude and respect for our distinguished resource person, Mr. Sreenivasan, for not only sparing his time for us to grace the occasion, but also for enlightening us with his commendable talk on the subject. Thank you, sir. I mention my deep sense of appreciation to our nodal officers of IEDC for constantly advising and guiding us for today's event. Thank you. I take immense pleasure in extending my sincere thanks to IEDC Executive Committee members for their constant support and encouragement. Thank you all. I may also like to express my sincere thanks to innovators in IEDC for their unending support and efforts. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I thank all my friends for your cooperation and for showing your interest in the program and in making this program successful. Once again, I thank you all and have a good night.